Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Fans in Motion podcast, the only podcast that I don't think you know you needed. I'm looking at my friends here and I say to them, we've been up and down. We've been locked away. Will it all begin today? Yeah. Will you comfort me? Say hello, Lisa.
Hello.
And Robyn. Say hello.
Hello.
And Josh.
Yo.
Nice hat.
One
That's different.
Bengals. It is. Got that. I was at the playoff game there Sunday night.
I saw that.
Some good luck, some good juju, and Schuster, and yeah. So
Schuster.
The only thing that pisses me off here, you know, I know you joined us for a Night Ranger podcast, but you're going to get some NFL football.
Dun, 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 dun.
I like how since the Bengals and Bills game was canceled, the Chiefs-Bills championship game, if that's what happens, is a coin toss. But the Bengals, who are beating the Bills, have to go to the Bills. There's no coin toss. It's like, all right, whatever. Yeah. So hopefully they just go up there and just kick their ass. And it'd be great if Jacksonville wins, because then it's in Cincinnati. And I will be there.
Yeah.
So Lisa.
So
yeah, we need, from what some of the feedback is they want to hear more of Lisa and Robyn and less of me
and less Josh.
Yeah, that sounds like that's
I pumped those comments as much as I could, Josh.
How many burner accounts do you have, Andy?
I can't say here on the when you turn recording off, we'll talk about it.
But speaking of the name Lisa, I think we were talking last week about Jeff Beck passing away and how a lot of these acts, you know, obviously are getting to that age. And unexpectedly, Lisa Marie Presley passed away either that night or the next day, I think.
The next day.
Yeah. Wasn't that crazy?
So
very sad.
Huh?
Yeah.
Very sad.
What was she? 54?
54.
54. Which, you know, if you know anything about the Elvis Presley family, longevity is definitely not in their blood. Elvis's mom, she died of a heart attack at 42. Or no?
46.
That's what he did.
Yeah, he was
42.
Yeah, Elvis was 42, and now of course, you know, he had some other probably underlying factors in that, but
some
yeah, but even, you know, Elvis's dad had a heart attack at 62, and I'm sure there's others family members, but I guess what I'm saying is that's not, you know, so uncommon in their family. But again, I guess it's just, you know, just, I don't know if it's, to those who are Elvis fans, it's like we're losing, you know, we've already lost many people who were close to Elvis. Most of the Memphis Mafia is gone. All those guys. You still have Jerry Schilling.
Yeah.
Yep. And you still have Larry Geller. But that's it. The rest of the guys are gone, and you have Priscilla. And you always thought, okay, at least for a while, we're going to have Lisa Marie when they're gone. And I think it just, the big shock is we're getting so far removed from there being anybody who was that close to Elvis still.
Yeah, that's how I felt about it. It felt like our last link or one of the last links to him is gone.
It'll really be weird when, you know, Priscilla passes on. Now, Jerry Schilling, he's been there since, I'm pretty sure, the 50s. He was a younger kid, you know, playing football, and that's how he got, you know, to know Elvis. And then Larry Geller was really close to him throughout the 60s and 70s. He was Elvis's hairdresser, and, you know, kind of like spiritual confidant. He's the one that got Elvis into reading books on, you know, different spiritual topics and stuff like that. So anyways, and I wore the Elvis shirt for this episode, and yeah, so unfortunate. I had tickets to see Lisa Marie, on her first tour, and they ended up canceling like the last 3 or 4 dates. So never got to see her. But if you go to Graceland, you're going to be able to see her in a few days. So, all right, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
What are we doing for this episode?
Well, Josh gave us the monumental task of picking
monumental
3.
Almost
Just
impossible.
3. Yeah. You'll get used to that. He does a lot of stupid stuff like this. I don't mean stupid. I mean hard. Picking 3 songs that we wish Night Ranger would add to their set list. And these are kind of, at least from my perspective, I kind of chose a dream 3, but also these are doable 3. They're not like, I didn't go, I picked nothing off Hole in the Sun, clearly. That's never going to happen. I picked songs that are, they could do. I wish they would do. So that's how I chose my 3.
Again, that's kind of how I looked at it. Was it has to be songs that are somewhat reasonable. You can't, I wasn't going to go pick out track 8, which off Hole in the Sun, which is Full in Me. Not like
there's no way you knew that.
I knew it. So from my perspective, they're going to be somewhat reasonable. But it's your 3, so no matter what you guys choose, I will tell you how wrong you are.
And I think Robyn and Lisa both said we could have made a list of 5 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
The hardest part when I said it was hard is you got to sit and look at all the catalog of stuff they don't play that you really like. Oh, if I could just hear this song once live.
Right.
I think Robyn, for you, it was 7 Wishes for a long time. Am I right on that?
I mean, it's
or Night
pretty
Ranger.
much anything on the first 3, most of sides, because I also didn't see Dawn of Madness, which would have been perfect.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
And also, I mean, I did take in like some constraints with age. Like, I would love to hear Faces live, but that's a really
that's
tough.
That's going deep.
It's 7 Wishes. I don't think anything from those classic records are too deep, but
Did you want I Need a Woman instead?
No. But with Faces, that's, I think, vocally a very tough song. I mean, he's really, especially at the beginning. And,
the screaming.
It's at 70 years old trying to do a full show. That's going to be tough on your voice. So I kind of left that one off. So
doesn't mean you don't want to hear it.
Oh yeah, I'd love to hear it. I'm glad we got the 7 Wishes video from '85. That at least we got
because they did it right.
Yeah,
I was trying to find my video.
They did. God, they did. I think they did 6 songs off that record, and one of them was not Goodbye.
I mean, I was there, but I need Brent to remind me of how much I enjoyed it.
They did 7 Wishes. They did Faces. They did 4 in the Morning. They did I Need a Woman. They did.
You're just going down side A right now.
I am. I don't randomly just remember them like alphabetically order. What's track 5? One of the
Sentimental Street.
Sentimental Street. And then This Boy Needs to Rock. So those were they did those 6. They didn't do Goodbye, Interstate Love Affair, Night Machine, or I Will Follow You. So yeah, I mean they did 6 songs, not including Goodbye. So there you are. You don't have to check the CD, Andrew. I know.
Well, I'm just looking at the.
That's how I know albums, by listening to them.
Most people do.
Needs to Rock, Sentimental.
Well, I mean, most people actually listen to it in like a shuffle anymore. I don't.
Now, what's interesting, Josh, is on the video they do have Goodbye on there.
It's the credits.
Is that what it is?
And it's not. It's just the studio version.
I haven't seen this in a lot of years.
Yeah, it's like cut from every part of the concert.
Yeah.
But
anyway.
All right, so let's start with Age Before Beauty, right? So Lisa.
Wow.
Oh.
He's like, Lisa, throw it to Andy.
I'm gonna need a fly swatter every time.
I know.
Listen, Listen,
or taser.
Listen, there's one thing I know. All broads are 29. So
wow, Josh.
All broads. Thanks, Archie Bunker, for chiming in.
Yeah.
Josh has questions why he has issues. Josh, broads.
I meant ladies. All right, Andy.
Yes, sir.
What is your number 3?
Number 3 for me is one of my favorites. It sits quietly, and I think we've begged Eric to learn it, but he hasn't, that I know of, and that would be "Rain Comes Crashing Down." I just love that song, and I think we talked leading up to the symphony show that song was built with they have an orchestra behind you. You could have hit strings, and I mean, I'm sure when Night Ranger's making out their set list, they look at, I mean, that probably never enters the lexicon of, hey, let's do "Rain Comes Crashing Down." But oh, what a great song. I would pay them personally a crisp $5 bill each if they would play that song.
Each.
I could probably go up to 10. It just depends on how far I have to travel to get there.
I thought it'd be like special because it's a special show, and that'd be like, that's one of our more orchestrated kind of songs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was really expecting it too.
Yeah.
I
mean, like halfway expecting it, halfway trying to like
no way, that's never going to happen. Our drive all the way up, me, Brent, and Mark, I mean, we talk like they have to do this song. I guess seriously, like they have to do "Rain Comes Crashing Down." They did not.
I was showing the set list whenever they announced it. I don't know when they announced it, March of last year. I don't know, but I got the set list not too long after that, and of course I wasn't allowed to tell anybody. And first thing I did when I talked to Ed, I even sent him like the YouTube link of the song.
Did you scratch it out and send it back? Like, here, I corrected it for you.
Well, it was a picture or something, but I even sent him a YouTube link of the song. Like, if you're missing an opportunity here. And you can see how much influence I have, because
he stopped taking your calls for a week.
So, because usually I don't do that at all. I don't ever go, "Oh, you guys add this to your set list. Josh Christopherson says so." But, that was like where I'm like, okay, I gotta at least
you
try.
have to.
And
it was on the page multiple times leading up to the show too, so it wasn't just you or Andy or me. It was
it's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if we're all in agreement, but like I love that song, and you see a lot of people comment when there's a question about favorite deep cut or something. It always is in the conversation.
Or like songs that are like obvious like fan hits, like "Bloodstone" by Judas Priest. Like it's
they're
not
never
like
gonna
a
play
hit
that.
with a. Well, they would be more inclined to play it than other B-sides.
No, I mean
Some
Night
say
Ranger.
no, it's a fan favorite.
I've
seen them do it. I think.
Well,
I have seen Night Ranger play "You Got Another Thing Coming." Lisa, were you at that Cleveland show when they did that with Ripper Owens?
I was only at the Danny Rapepi ones in Cleveland.
Oh, that's right. No, you weren't there. That's right. Sorry.
Well, the big
I
difference.
didn't see it either. I've seen Tim Owens a few times though.
The big difference with Priest is they had 3 radio hits, right? So the people going there aren't really going to, oh, I remember listening, to all these songs on FM radio. You heard "Another Thing Coming."
Breaking the Law.
I'm just saying, like in the
Maybe,
last
but you probably
whatever,
didn't
10
hear
years.
that, what was the other?
They've played it live.
"Down the Highway." Whatever.
Heading Out to the Highway.
Yeah.
And then "Living After Midnight."
Living After Midnight. Yeah.
So you heard
Gray Man Alicia.
So you heard those, songs, but
I'm not tuned up.
But that's a good thing about Priest is
I'm not even going to
they can. Oh, we got Lisa Wang Chunging again. "Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Everybody Wang Chung."
So, Robyn, do you have a number 3?
The track before your track. Love is Standing Near. Love me some Kelly Keagy vocals.
Oh, yeah.
Verse 2 is my favorite, and I love the guitar. The riff that plays throughout like the whole song.
I would love to hear that song.
Metal awesomeness.
So far, your guys' list could substitute for songs Night Rangers should play for people to go to the bathroom to.
Get out of here. That's a
I
great
would be
song.
there rocking out front row. Screw that.
I'd be with him like, Robyn, come on.
I don't know. Love is standing near. I mean, yeah, it's just it's okay. Like, on a Saturday once a year, playing my living
When
room.
Josh can't hit the button to fast forward to the next song quick enough.
Just
But I love that album. So
it's okay. I mean,
it's more French horn.
Yeah, well, but to each their own. Love is standing near.
Josh is calming himself down, not trying to crap all over your.
I mean,
I've done enough of these with Josh. I know when he's holding back immensely.
It's like
I mean, it's a song I talk about on the page all the time.
It's
so
not.
It should be no surprise.
It's not even the third best song on that side of the record.
What?
Maybe color your smile is on there. That's another.
You're crazy, man. And I almost put color of your smile, but I figured Josh would say. I figured you'd say that, so I didn't put it on there. Brent would have said it, I'm sure.
Most listened to track on there, and then "Secret of My Success," and I know that's another one of Josh's favorites.
I love that song. I wish they'd start playing it. Lisa, the youngest member of the Fans in Motion podcast, what is your number 3?
My number 3, I was almost going to go with Forever All Over Again, but they have played that a couple times at the acoustic shows lately. They've been playing them. So,
but a great song.
Yeah, it is. I was so excited to hear it at the Virginia one, the acoustic show.
We broke up because we're a ballad band. They wanted us to be a ballad band. Here's our reunion record, and the first song.
Here's what I'm thinking. Hit with a ballad.
Yeah.
I hope the band doesn't listen to this shit.
This will be the one they pick up at the airport.
Yeah. Why do you shit on us all the time? All right, Lisa. So
my number 3 would be, it was Andy's intro, Comfort Me.
Yeah.
Love that song, and they would play it because they just I don't know. That is a great song.
Yeah.
They should play it.
They should take out Secret, add that.
Yes.
Dude, there's a lot of songs from all those records. Somewhere in California, High Road.
Yeah.
And
I love the song Don't Let Up.
Yeah.
Play that.
Yeah, I
I'll
do
take
too.
it.
Yeah.
They could
Comfort Me is my favorite off of that album. It's just a great song.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they could. I mean, the only like thing I would say is you're not promoting that record, so you're playing a new song and you're not really, but I mean, they play High Road. So,
yeah,
what fucking difference does it make? So yeah, Lisa, good job. I'm glad you're on the podcast and actually doing something fucking fundamental and right.
Right.
So
my life's not a total waste.
Oh well.
We'll see how long this goes. You're like, yeah, I need to go.
Yeah. Hopefully, you being on the podcast, that will change that attitude.
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing, wasting an hour each week? My number 3, a little iffy because they did play it a few years ago, and I think were we online? Yeah, we were recording when I talked about Faces and being probably a tough song to do live. So my number 3 would be Can't Find Me a Thrill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they played it on Dawn of Madness, but that's it. And everybody that goes to a Night Ranger show, even if you aren't a person who's continued to keep up with them, you pretty much probably got Dawn Patrol, Midnight Madness, and Seven Wishes. So even though it's a deep track, it's something some people will know. It's a heavy up-tempo song, which they like.
Well, and if they don't know it, they should. So
yeah,
that ends that. That's a great song. I'd take that all day.
Yeah.
And it'd be now the only thing is it'd be a Carrie Kelly solo. So maybe Brad would veto it, wanting to, or you got to take out a Carrie Kelly song. There's
no Brad in that at all. I don't remember.
Maybe like on the outro, but that solo's Jeff.
Jeff, yeah.
So, but yeah, that would be my number 3.
Nice.
Cocaine, or no, wait, what was it? Cupcakes and Women.
Yeah. They treat you the same.
Yeah, so
set you up for the nice life.
One of the misheard lyrics. But yeah, so let's go over to Robyn again. Robyn, what is your number 2? Incorrect.
Well, I really had Faces on there because I mean, when I first heard it, it blew my mind. Like I had them on my headphones and I was like, oh my gosh, like Kelly scream at the beginning. But I mean, to be realistic, honestly, Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight. Like I can't stop dancing in the chorus. I don't know how they couldn't get people to dance along live to that. Just perfect. I don't know how it's not a perfect radio hit or anything.
Perfect. It's a crime that song did not become a hit, and it's even more criminal that we don't get it live.
Yes.
So
now we're lucky that we again got live in Japan, so at least we got a live recording.
Yes, there is a version.
But I wasn't old enough, or probably alive. Okay, I want to see it and hear it.
and I have to say that I'm not positive, but I'm sure they played that when Brent and I saw him at Bogart's, the ho-ho incident, but I don't recall the set list. I was too enamored with.
They're like, we're never doing this again.
Eating ho-hos.
Well, I think the song, and they may have been all the songs that are on live in Japan. I think the songs that they did was Man in Motion, Reason to Be, Don't Start Thinking,
and Halfway to the Sun.
Halfway to the Sun. That might be it.
I think that's it. And I don't recall. I mean, again, but when we were front row. We were leaning on the stage for that show. It was fantastic.
I would say now again, they did a tour of Japan. Maybe if they did something real early in the tour, would they have done I Did It for Love? Probably not, but that would be the only thing, maybe just because they're trying to push a single. But
right.
The album was released at the end of September. The single's probably out a little bit before that. It was already a dud. It didn't go anywhere, so there's probably nothing to push. So I would say those are probably the only songs they did off that record.
Josh, I mean, I'm surprised by, and I forget what it was. Recently, there was a post on the page, and I Did It for Love caught a lot of grief. Like people really disliked that song. I know they didn't write it necessarily. It was written for them and thrown on them at the last minute, but I still think it's a good song. I don't hate the song.
I don't hate it.
But God, people really just spit and venom at that song. I was like, easy, people.
I mean, I can see Night Ranger, the guys hating it. Like, hey, we're forced to record this song.
But if you remove the fact that it's just, if you just listen to it as a song, it's a good song. I mean, Russ Ballard, he's an all right songwriter.
You could wake me up after, if I had like 5 shots of Jaeger and a 12-pack and passed out and you woke me up, I could ramble off 10 Night Ranger songs worse, just right there. And, it's not even the worst song on that record. There's some other songs I think take that. And if you want to really say that, I'm pretty sure Here She Comes Again is pretty much a cover. There's like 3 or 4 songwriters. Jack Blades is at the very end, so he probably just changed a couple of lyrics.
Yep.
And that's it.
And I like that song too.
So that's probably
Andy's just happy.
I just love Night Ranger, and I'm a homer for him. So
there's that. But yeah, Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight, Robyn. I've always said I always considered it kind of like the sister song to When You Close Your Eyes. It's just got that big, memorable chorus and
a lost hit like Women or Gods of War.
Yeah, I mean, if it was released
nice pull.
3 or 4 years earlier, maybe it would have been different. But Big Life kind of took the momentum out of Night Ranger.
It could have been on Big Life, and maybe it could have. I don't know.
Well, again, there's a little mystery there because obviously Fitz isn't on Man in Motion, but he co-wrote it, so. I don't know. I mean, I think the only thing I really have to narrow it down was, I think Richard Jenkins posted the Night Ranger newsletters for the fan club, and he had one where they announced the departure of Fitz. And I'm pretty sure it was before they were hitting the studio. So when was Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight written? Because Fitz has a songwriting credit there. Was it started during the Big Life sessions and just left over? Was, it towards the end and all right, we already got enough songs, we'll leave whatever we put together here, and then they finish it later and give, Fitz the songwriting credit. So a little bit of mystery there, but
I can't imagine shelving that song.
No.
Exactly.
Man.
But we've had that conversation with Wasted Time. I've said to Josh more than once, how did that not make ATBPO? That's a great song. I mean, I don't know what you throw away, but
I could tell you what you throw away.
Well, I have an idea, but I'm not here to bash.
What
I would say,
you throw away Lucky Man and you throw away Monkey and you put on Wasted Time and Free. It's a fucking kick-ass record. I like Lucky Man. Just to me, it's like a Shaw Blade song, and
I got you.
But
all
right. Good pick, Robyn. You redeemed yourself. Andrew,
they're both Fitz songs.
Number 2 for me, I'm just going to echo Lisa, is Comfort Me. I wholeheartedly, if I could have a sit down with the guys, I would tell them flat out, please, for the love of God, play this song live. It's fantastic. When you're playing songs like Somehow, Some Way and Breakout and High Road, to me, those songs are all in the same. Most people, the fans know it, but if you're coming to hear When You Close Your Eyes, you don't know those songs. So if you're going to throw a couple of songs in that people really don't know anyway, play that one.
Yeah.
You could, I love Breakout, but you could drop Breakout and give me Comfort Me. Or like you said, you can drop Secret of My Success. And I know they never will because I understand why they play it. But Comfort Me, and again, Josh, I mean, you've probably had more conversations, but maybe they don't hear it the way we hear it. They lived with the song. They're like, yeah, it's okay. But we're like, what the hell? Like, I mean, I have a Night Ranger playlist on my phone. It's got about 45 songs on it. And when I go to hit shuffle, I go to Comfort Me first, hit that song, and then I shuffle after that. I always want to hear that song. So Comfort Me.
Do they even remember half of these songs that they've written and recorded?
Josh has some stories about that.
I'll tell you a story, but so Andy's number 2, Comfort Me. Lisa had it as number 3. Good pick, Lisa. Andy, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking at number 2. Wrong fucking answer. Horrible. Lisa, Lisa, you did a good job. But I can tell a story about ATBPO. I'm in a vehicle with Jack, Kelly, and Eric, and I had playing maybe ATBPO or something like that. I don't know. I can't remember if I was playing or we were talking, but I mentioned Free. They were talking about Wasted Time, and I mentioned Free, and they're like, Jack's like, how's that one go? And
you just recorded that one.
It wasn't like 20 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't like you're going, hey, do you remember Interstate Love Affair? Huh?
Yeah, well, I got a story about that one. And I kind of do it a little bit like, oh yeah, and like Kelly's like, oh, I forgot about that one, and
that's a good song. We should do it.
So I see them on their phones, and eventually, like, Jack's like, I can't find Free. I'm like, well, it's just only been on vinyl. It's never been released on CD or digital. But you're talking to the one guy that's got it on digital. And I was able to play it, on the stereo or on the car radio. And, it was cool just seeing them like, fuck yeah, we forgot all about this song. And
wasn't that like the very last of the bonus, the one that Kelly sang?
They were all.
I said that was like the best song.
Those were all recorded together for ATBPO, and for some reason those 2 songs didn't go on the record. And then I just so they're all talking about that song, and I was like, that song Free, and Tomorrow would be two great songs to play live. And Jack's like, you see him like thinking. He's like,
tomorrow.
He goes,
He's probably wondering if you're like pulling the shit on.
So he's like, play it. And I start playing it. And you hear Kelly in the back start singing it. And Jack's just like,
oh, that's awesome.
He's like, yeah, he's all, so anyways,
maybe you got their, the gears rolling and the wheels turning.
Well,
all my favorite songs are the best songs, but they're always the overlooked songs, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
But, talking to Jack once, I forget, maybe I think we brought up Interstate Love Affair, and I was maybe asking him a song about, or a question about that. And, maybe talking about how there's two versions, right? You got the teacher soundtrack version and you got the version on Seven Wishes. And he didn't know it was on Seven Wishes. He's like, I just thought it was on the soundtrack. So,
that must be a good problem to have. I've written so many good songs. I don't remember where they're at.
Yeah. Well, it's good.
I was gonna say real quick, not to be name dropping, but I have a story too. I was lucky enough one day I got to drive the members of the band to the airport one time. And my experience was vastly different than Josh's. They all get in the car, and this is the entire band. I had the radio on just low, not even playing Night Ranger, just some noise. All I get was, "You think you could turn that off?" Sure. That was the extent of the conversation I had with them, and that was the extent of the musical interaction I had with Night Ranger. It was like, Kelly, you think you could turn that off? Sure can. That was it. There was no deep talks on, hey, man, when you were playing Faces live.
Now that was at the end of however many shows they did.
Yeah, it was like the third.
It's in the morning.
And it was really early in the morning.
Yeah, so
I don't know if Eric even opened his eyes. Well, he had sunglasses on and he was leaning against the window because I could see, and I'm like, I don't know I don't know if he's alive.
That could be 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. for Eric.
Anyway, that was my quick little fun story.
Yes.
Still a great time.
But yeah, well, it's like Andy, I'm sure you get this a lot too when we go to a Night Ranger show and we have a lot of fans there mobbing us. And they're like, "Oh, I love episode 48 and episode 64."
Constantly.
And I'm like,
I always push him off to Brent. Brent, he's got my memories. Remember, that's the key theme to my life. Brent remembers my life better than me.
And then you got all the groupies coming up to you, and I'm like, "Listen, dudes,
this is not what I expected." All right, where are we at? This is derailed itself.
I'm pretty sure I did the last.
Yeah, don't start taking it alone tonight.
Well, I did comfort me, and Josh shit on that.
Yeah,
okay.
He doesn't know what he's doing. But Lisa, you had a really good pick with number 3 of Comfort Me. What is your number 2?
I think Andy and I have a lot in common because my number 2 was Rain Comes Crashing Down.
Good,
Lisa.
Good. I will tell you,
you're good
Lisa.
People. I don't care what Josh says about you. You're good people.
Listen, Lisa, whatever I wrote on that restroom wall last time, I want to go scratch it out.
Yes.
That is a song that if they played, people would not go to the bathroom. They would stay.
They wouldn't be getting up to get a drink.
Nope.
No.
I'd be losing my mind. I'd be screaming at the top of my lungs.
Well, here's a thing I think would be cool about Rain Comes Crashing Down.
And Rob would be taking pictures of me acting like a.
You know how you go to some venues and they've got a really good like video backdrop.
Yeah.
And the backdrop behind the band. I think it'd be cool, like you do the beginning and you feed in like the rain.
Yeah.
And you actually would have rain.
It would just be it would be like just the whole thing. It would just be awesome.
It's one of the few songs they have, and I mean, I'd have to really think about it, but off the top of my head, it's a great song because it sets a tone.
Mm-hmm.
The keys come in, and you just like, it's almost like when Garth Brooks goes into Thunder
mist
Rolls
across the stage.
Yeah. It's just intense. It's intense.
Yeah.
It would be fun, you'd think, to do a little theatrical kind of.
Josh, get him on the blower right now.
Yeah. Listen, guys. Yeah, I mean, it does set a tone, like the tone of, hey, we can sit down for this one.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
But I like the song.
It'll be Josh's number one.
Now,
He's just playing coy with us.
Maybe someone can find this. I do remember there's like an interview. It was, I remember reading it. So it was like an interview in a magazine. I think it was with maybe someone maybe it was like Jeff or Kelly talking about it, or someone who wasn't in the band, but they talk about going into the studio and Jack playing them Rain Comes Crashing Down and how proud he was of it. Something like that. So
yes.
I know at one time, there's that story out there. I can't remember who it was or how it went, but someone who wasn't in the band, showed up at the studio and Jack played it for him and was, mentioned that kind of like he was really impressed with it.
It was Ted Nugent, and he's like, in a few years,
yes,
we're going to forget that song and rock it out.
Yeah, we're going to play some Rock City.
Jack's like, how did you get in here?
All right, Lisa, good job. Number 2 being Rain Comes Crashing Down. My number 2. What the fuck is that? Is that me?
What?
I don't know what that is. It might be Andy might know what it is. But my number 2 would be Tomorrow from ETBPO that we mentioned. Just all right. I'm gonna be blocking someone here on
Jack, I'm busy.
You
Block.
know who? Remember who sent you? Anyways,
yeah.
So
I would take that all day, Josh.
I love that song.
I mean, to me, it just makes sense. It's the new record, somewhat new. To me, it's better than Bring It All Home to me.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to play something different from that,
I wonder if they're like you've said before, Josh, about ballads. Maybe they just don't want to slow it down. Tomorrow kind of slows down a little bit, more mid-tempo.
I think
mid-tempo.
I think Bring It All Home to me is mid-tempo.
Yeah.
Well, I agree, but Tomorrow kind of is a deeper meaning song. Bring It Home to me is just kind of a baby, baby, baby. Not exactly like that. It sounds a little better when Jack does it.
Kelly K, you better be watching his britches, man, because I see a replacement right there.
And he can play the drums.
Yeah,
I can. I don't have the pipes like him, but
yeah, I think it's just it's a consensus, one of everybody's favorite songs off the record. We make lists, so Dance would be maybe another one, but I just think Tomorrow has the better groove. But you do something live, you don't know till you do it. Like Coming for You, I thought would be a great song live, and then when they did it live, it just didn't quite register. So we only did it like 2 or 3 times. But
Josh, up at Sweetwater when they did Wasted Time, and I thought the crowd response was really good. Did you have any interaction with them afterwards? I know I said something to Eric about it. He was like, "You really thought it was good?" And I was like, "It crushed."
Usually after a show, I will either say something to Jack, or sometimes Jack will want feedback. Hey, how'd tonight go, or something like I told him everything I say, I mean, I may, where I might be like, I don't, they played Secret of My Success again. You motherfuckers. I may not say that to him, but I told him
highlights and lowlights.
I told him Wasted Time sounded better than it did on the record.
Yeah.
And everybody loved it. And I just remember he was kind of like, really? I was like, yeah, I mean, fans were because I didn't think the fans would get into it as much because and
nobody really knew it.
Yeah. I mean, it's only released on that 45 and, and me and, 1,000 other fat guys, went out and bought it. All right. And Lisa. So
I was sitting back at the soundboard when that went off, and I was just watching people, man. They were cheering.
It went over great.
They weren't all walking out to get something to drink. They're like, what is this? I mean, I think they were super excited with something new that they hadn't heard, but the song's really rocks. It's a good tune. So
same with Free. And I do have a recording of them, trying out dance at Soundcheck, which if they're not going to do, I'll probably go ahead and release it sometime just so people can see it.
I would love to see that live too. It's my favorite track off of that album.
That was, I think, like, going way back, like the first time I had Kelly like on, the screen. Was, if not the first time, the second time, and he does his video in his studio, and he's like, "You're not recording, are you?" I'm like, "No," and he turns around, and it's dance, and I was just like, "Holy fucking shit!" Trying to think now what song he did. He played.
I think you forgot on the podcast you were talking about it on too.
Well, he played 2 songs. I know one was
and
dance.
And the song itself is it's not a difficult song. It's a simple tune. I mean, it's reminiscent of a "We Will Rock You" beat, but it just is fun, man. It's a fun song. So,
but that's my number 2. So, Andy, 3 is "Rain Comes Crashing Down." 2 is "Comfort Me." Both are incorrect choices. Lisa, her number 3 is "Comfort Me," and number 2, "Rain Comes Crashing Down." Good job, Lisa.
we had the same songs.
You are a valuable asset.
Sorry, Andy.
Sure.
Rockin' Robyn Ludidi. Number 3, "Love Is Standing Near." Number 2, "Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight." I got a feeling there's going to be some Night Ranger fans who agree with Rockin' Robyn and
the
me.
Super 80s ones.
Number 3, "Can't Find Me a Thrill," and number 2, "Tomorrow" off of ATBPO. Did you see that someone got a tattoo of "And the Band Played On" their arm? I can't remember.
No. Is it on the page?
I think I did see it.
I don't know if they posted to the page or if they posted it to, like, maybe on Night Rangers. I can't remember.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
That's dedication. Because all I could think was, as what if they named the record, Hobo Dick Cheese or something, and then you got to get that tattooed on your arm.
Right there.
I love that album. I guess what would we call that? Hobo Dick Cheese, HDC. So we'd be going, hey, we like "Tomorrow" off HDC. But anyways, I digress. So we'll get the worst. We'll get the worst out of the way. Andy, what is your number 1 song?
I think Lisa and I are just on a total wavelength here. And
Sorry,
I'm sure
Lisa.
Josh probably, if anybody knows me, I'm sure they know what my number 1 song is.
I'm going to write it down because I know what it is.
It is the
title track from Hobo Dick Cheese.
Hobo Dick Cheese, "Tomorrow." It's from Mundo. This song is, I've argued, and Josh and I've had conversations about with Brett. And if you think "When You Close Your Eyes" is the epitome of Night Ranger, like if you're going to give somebody a song list, this explains Night Ranger in a 1 song. Both singers, massive guitar, great pop hits. I would then have to say, but then you have to listen to "Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight," because it's so freaking good. I love this song. I put it at the end of the video, the tribute video. I love it. So I would, again, I'd probably go up to $20 a man to hear this song, Josh. But send that to him.
And I would order takeout from Johnny's Little Seaside Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Just so is that what you
Not the fish though.
Is that what you wrote down?
That is what
I would have
down.
guessed "Color of Your Smile" though.
Yeah. It's just it's such a, I mean, we've talked about it endlessly. I don't know what else I can say about it. It is a great song, and if you don't know that song, if you do nothing else on Man in Motion, you should listen to that song, and that should inspire you to listen to the rest of the album. Yeah.
And maybe someone else would know more of this, but that record being produced by what the fuck's his name? Not Kevin Nelson. Kevin Nelson is Big Life.
That's not Nevison, is it?
No, it's almost the same name as Kevin. I'm Kevin Nelson.
I'm drawing an absolute blank right now. I'm looking for it. I don't have it.
He produced all those Journey records and shit like that. Keith Olsen.
There.
From what I understand, that was the first record recorded in his studio, with like a digital board.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many other records had been recorded digital up to that point, but like,
yeah, that's recorded like what, 88?
88, yeah, 88.
Digital was just starting to really come
out. So that was the first. I know it was the first record that was done in his studio. So I guess there was a lot of trial and error. So I'm not sure exactly how happy the band was with that outcome. Maybe there was more emphasis on getting the studio right than getting the songs right. I don't know. But
that's such a great album song wise. I mean, I know, Robyn, you don't know it real well, right? The Man in Motion album, but you will. Trust me. It's one of their.
I mean, I already heard it all. Like, that's the song I was just like, this is like the song of the album.
Well,
I don't know if anyone can tap it.
Josh, if you remember, we ranked our albums, and I remember I distinctly said that I think I had Man in Motion like at number 3, I think, if I remember correctly. But my point is, I remember saying in the episode, I don't want to live in a world that doesn't have Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Again. So if I only get 3 albums from Night Ranger, I could forego everything else. I need to have that song and then Dawn Patrol and Midnight Madness. And not that I don't want the other ones, but if I can only pick it, I have to live in this world. I need Halfway to the Sun. I need Don't Start Thinking. I need Reason to Be. I need those songs. There, I'm done.
To me,
get off my soapbox.
That album ranked higher with me 10 years ago, 20 years ago. To me, it's just gone down a little bit.
You're dead to me.
I mean, I think I still ranked it.
I'm gonna mute you real quick on my end.
To me, Kiss Me Where It Hurts, Love Shot Me Down, Woman in Love. Yeah. There She Comes Again. And there's one more fucking woman. Did I already say Woman in Love?
I Did It For Love.
No. To me, like the keepers from that record, Man in Motion, Reason to Be, Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight, Restless Kind, Halfway to the Sun, and I Did It For Love. I don't know if I already mentioned that one, but those are the keepers. The other songs to me were filler, and maybe you keep 2 of them, but to me, it's like you drop off 2 of those songs and you get something better. Like, to me, you can't have all 4 of those songs. I like Kiss Me Where It Hurts, Woman in Love. What's the other one? Kiss Me Where Love Shot Me Down. And Here She
You basically listed the whole album.
Right on You. That's the other song. Those 5 songs, to me, 2 or 3 of them can be on the record, but to me, there just needs to be 2 more killer songs that really pound like those other ones I mentioned. And
but if you're holding ATBPO, Don't Let Up, High Road, Man in Motion, are you going to choose any of those other ones over Man in Motion?
I think that's a bad comparison.
And I'm not knocking. I'm just saying, do you go, what Don't Let Up? I would take those songs over.
I mean, I think it's you're looking at something that's
or Big Life
you've had in your life for 30 some years as compared to something you've had in your life.
Yeah, that's true.
For just a few years, hey, I remember when Man in Motion came out, and you got all the great stories. I was throwing, ho-hos at, at the band,
and they weren't going to be keyboard heavy anymore.
After the show, Hobo gave me a hand job by the dumpster, and all these great stories. And
what was that last part?
I don't know. You guys were telling me about it. But what I'm saying is, like, you remember, I remember being in love with my first girlfriend. You got all this other stuff that connects to it. I
get you.
But there we go. Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight. Andy's number 1 incorrect. Robyn, what is your number 1?
Come on, Robyn.
Well, I really struggled with this too because there's two songs in particular that like were my favorite memories when I first got my first car and everything like that and my first freedom. But I have a feeling I'll hear Passion play at some point. So for my number one, it's Can't Find Me a Thrill. Those two are constantly on repeat.
Beautiful.
One of the
Great
most
song.
rock and metal songs if they want to go that direction. Like, look at your own catalog.
Yes. Yes. Do another Dawn of Madness tour.
Yeah.
And
Along with Seven Wishes
Yep.
and Big Life.
and can you
And
imagine,
Man
like,
Motion.
you know,
I'm good with the first three, especially.
at the end of the song, whatever song they're playing before Can't Find Me a Thrill, and the stage is dark, and all of a sudden you just, in the dark, you hear that dun, 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 dun. Maybe it's just a spotlight on Carrie playing it, and then the whole band jumps in, but luckily we don't have to worry about that because 25 hours a day.
Na, 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 na,
Well, and I
na,
gotta say
na.
too, when I was little listening to Night Ranger, I legitimately thought when I was like 10, 11, 12 that
All right, so
it was a hit already. And it was definitely a song I would definitely hear. And I was so surprised when I first saw them. Like, wow, they didn't play like 5-10 songs. And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. They didn't play at the Marion Popcorn Festival.
Yeah.
Like 6 years ago, that's what Robyn was thinking.
Was it 6 years? I thought it was like 2014 because it was the other.
You said when you were little. Yeah.
Well, when I was little, listening to them, like I thought that they were like radio kind of hits. Like they were just as much of a hit as When You Close Your Eyes. What especially Can't Find Me a Thrill though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good choice, Robyn. Not a good choice.
No, Robyn, Josh is nuts. So he's been drinking probably already. We're doing some day drinking.
Lisa, number one.
Number one for me, you guys probably already know, it's Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight.
Lisa.
Andy.
We actually have the exact same set list here.
Yeah. I just love this song.
Yeah.
It was my number two.
Josh, get it on the blower to Jack. Tell him this is how it works, Jack. I'm sorry.
We love it. We want to hear it.
The authorities
live.
have spoken.
I love the video. I watch it from the Japan.
Yeah.
Like part of what's awesome about it is like, okay, yeah, guitar is back. It starts with the piano, but it's like just piano and just guitar like for quite a while, which is awesome. Just them two like together and they flow harmonious.
Well, the lyrics, he paints a great picture with the lyrics.
Yeah, it does tell a really, a good story that you can almost visualize. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the guys do a great job on a lot of the songs with painting present great visuals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just takes me back to my senior year of high school, 1988, 89. Like that, like watching that video is just like, oh my God, this was such a fun time.
It was. The 80s were the best.
I lived vicariously through my mom's stories. She saw Night Ranger twice on the Seven Wishes tour.
Ah, love it. All right. Well, Josh doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for watching the show. Josh is probably going to do Color of Your Smile again. Oh, boy. Here we go.
All right. So mine.
Or I Will Follow.
Hey, I would like to hear I Will Follow You just to hear Jack's bass playing in that song. Yeah, I don't like that, but
or is it gonna be chipping away, Josh?
But Jack's bass playing at the very beginning, that's probably as funky as you'll get. And I posted on the page a few weeks ago that the second part of the guitar solo to right up, to the chorus again is probably the most perfect part of Night Ranger, that melodic solo and them coming out of that chorus. But yes, I do like I Will Follow You, except for like the chorus. That's a little definitely a song that just doesn't quite fit into the whole Night Ranger canon. But my number one song is the song that comes right after that track. It is called Interstate Love Affair.
Dude, that was
song.
almost on my list. Interstate Love Affair.
Because I mean, it is one song that I did not like.
Oh,
not that I didn't like it. It was just a song that was never at the top of my list for many years, and then somewhere it just started like a tumor growing on me, and
it's not a tumor.
And so it's got that, Brad and Jeff just going, to their dual guitars, Kelly's vocals. I think the reason why I didn't like it is I really didn't know what the Interstate Love Affair was. Like what, huh? What?
Out on the highway, man.
Yeah, Andy
got a
and
fast blazing road star.
Getting hand jobs at the rest stops. I
got
know.
It all. I got nothing to lose.
But the guitar solo is great. It kind of reminds me of Sing Me Away, where Jeff and Brad do a lot of harmony guitars together. And when they do it live, it's going to be a little bit heavier, and it's already kind of a heavy track. So and we've never heard it live. As far as I know, they've never played it. There's no Dawn of Madness. There's no Dawn of Madness, shit like with Seven Wishes. There ain't like a,
not yet.
Hopefully. But
I mean, I would want Night Machine for sure. Isn't that like right after that song too, or right before it?
That's right after it. I don't know.
Welcome.
Night Machine has elements that I like, and elements where if I was a producer, like, all right, we gotta redo some of this.
You just said the same thing about Interstate. Of course.
Well,
call him out, Robyn. I'm backing you.
Well, I'm saying maybe I don't get
Josh is knucking futs.
Interstate Love Affair, but what I'm saying is, all right, we can do better than Night Machine, Night Ranger. It's like we could do better with these lyrics. Let's change. We could do. Like I said, there's good stuff with it, but it's like, let's.
You should have known they were doomed when they put the word trousers in the song and Dawn Patrol.
Yeah,
should have known better than expect better.
it just bumps him. He can't handle the trousers.
Well,
better than cocaine women.
Yeah.
Well, it's been rumored that there was a lyric that contained the word britches, and Pat Glasser put his foot down and said, "All right,
I won't be part of this song. It's britches.
We're taking out britches." So, yeah. And then I guess on Seven Wishes they were writing, a throwback song, or something, and they were talking about knickerbockers, and he put his foot down for that one. Listen, if your great grandma's still alive, she'll think that's funny.
Great grandma.
So play it for her.
So let me guess that you probably don't like the lyric.
Family Motion is like
from the page. No, we're not doing that in this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
You probably don't like the lyric "Ice Machine" either, do you?
Yeah, the Ice Machine should not be a lyric in any.
Which, by the way, I love that part of the song. I don't know
I do
why.
too.
You can carry on like an ice machine.
That was one of my honorable mentions. I had I had to narrow things down. That song was on there.
Yeah,
because
listen,
Play Rough and Passion Play are staples in my deep cut. But God, these songs just rock. They have a.
And to anyone that's ever worked at a place with an ice machine, when they think, hey, what really carries on around here? Yeah, right in the back, we got this ice machine,
It's like a metaphor. It's like instead of calling a girl a freezer back in the day, he's like, you can carry on like an ice machine, or you can give it up to me. Bam.
That's right.
I like,
don't be a cold bitch. Just give it
Why
up.
don't you say that? You can
just give it up to Jack.
Like cold bitch. Or you so, the reason why she's probably not giving it up is she's being referred to as an ice machine.
Yeah, some people, you earn those tags. Then then it takes a turn. You want to play rough? We can do that shit.
Listen here, hobo, suck it.
So it went from ice machine to I'm going to tie you up. That's how I hear it. gonna tie you up, and we're gonna have some fun tonight. I could be wrong.
Well, you two should make those plans amongst yourselves.
Shit! All of that was out loud. Damn it.
I tied her up, but I thought she was okay with it because she kept saying, "Don't stop, don't stop."
Wow.
It made me think of another song I want.
Motley Crue. Did you go Motley Crue on that?
Stop thinking about tomorrow.
I went Motley Crue with tied up Smiley, and I thought she was happy. Never opened her eyes. I thought she was napping. Not the greatest lyrics from Motley Crue. I don't think that's going to be in the same conversation as like a Dylan song, but in the 80s, man, that was the good stuff.
All right.
You'll edit all this out, right, Josh?
Oh, sure. Just like mustache and titties. So I did edit that out, by the way, if you guys didn't watch last week's episode.
Now you got to do it again.
I know it'll just be
Wait, which part I did it?
About mustache trumping things. All right.
Oh.
So
Did you? I thought it was in there.
Well, I don't want to, like I want to cater to all our listeners. I don't want be saying that stuff and then we lose all the broads, listening. So
there you go, Arch.
So Andy,
yes,
number
sir.
3, Rain Comes Crashing Down. Number 2, Comfort Me. Number 1, Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight. Lisa, basically the same thing. They just put their things in a hat and drew them out differently. Lisa, Comfort Me. Number 2, Rain Comes Crashing Down. And number 1, Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight.
Solid list.
Rockin' Robyn Lou Diddy. At least she had something unique here. Love is Standing Near. And then number 2, Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight. And number 1, She Peered at the Desk Beside Her and She Wrote Down, Can't Find Me a Thrill. And the mighty Josh Christopherson, number 3, Can't Find Me a Thrill. Number 2, Tomorrow. And number 1, Interstate Love Affair. So if you are listening to this, thank you, number 1. Number 2, you are now more educated than you were before listening to this podcast. And number 3, if you go to Andy's page, I think they have a GoFundMe for that hobo back in '88 trying to get him some shelter. So if you're listening, leave us a comment. Let us know what your 3 are. Let us know why you agree with my list and not theirs.
Wrong.
Very wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah. So give us your 3 Night Ranger songs you wish they would start playing.
Look, the consensus just by our list alone, you could go down. It's Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Again has to be added to the set list.
Yes.
Tonight.
So Josh,
Yes.
you have the numbers. Text Ed. So Ed, we got to have a group text going.
Well,
3 out of 4 of us have decided
don't
that.
Start. Really, a lot of our list is Don't Start Thinking I'm Alone Tonight, obviously number 1, but then
Comfort Me.
Tied for 2. 2 would be Comfort Me. Rain Comes Crashing Down. And
I think
That's
that's
between you two because me
Can't
and
Find
Josh
Me a
both
Thrill.
had that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Lisa and I are right.
I think so.
Simple. It's very simple. I mean, look, I'm old school. She's more new school as far as seeing them live, and she even grasped how great those 3 songs are.
I'm so old school. I like the song on the first album more.
I can't argue with you there, Robyn. That's a great song. So.
Yeah.
And Josh, I'm with you. I would love to see Interstate Love Affair live. I love that song.
I mean, really, I like to see any of these songs.
I'd like to see all of 7 Wishes live.
It's not really.
Yes, they really need to do that. Josh has talked about it. They need to do a Dawn of Madness. They could do Big Life 7 Wishes. It would be fantastic, and they could throw a couple of the standard hits in between. Give us Our Sister Christian and give us Don't Tell Me and give me
When You Close Your Eyes.
When You Close Your Eyes and maybe Rockin' America. And then give me those 2 albums.
Play
in
like
entire.
an hour and a half and then just Def Leppard and that's it. Just those 2 bands.
And it's really not about what songs would I'd rather hear this or this. It's more, and it is because we go see so many shows, and it is because we're hardcore fans. But to me, it's more about what songs don't I want to hear. Like you could, take out Secret of My Success and, play, fart in a fucking microphone, and I might be okay, with that. But that's what I'd like. Take out Secret and put in anything, Comfort Me, something just new. Take out High Road, but I get why they do it.
Rotate them in and out.
Take out Coming of Age.
But more I get frequently, not like a show here and there. Like, we'll do Reason to Be, and then we'll never do it again.
Listen, but
we played it in Wisconsin once. That's enough.
Yeah,
I get why they do it. I get it. And they have. I mean, more than once, but they broke out Reason to Be at a few shows. Call My Name starting to come.
Yeah.
And their Seven Wishes is starting to show up a lot more. Passion Play.
I said, Passion Play, right?
I need to still see that one. So
Rumors
patient.
It was out for a while and now it's back in. And so, I mean, they are, waste of time.
If you remember, Josh, a few years back, I'd say before ATBPO came out, you on a regular basis, you heard Rumors, Touch of Madness, and Eddie, I think, in a regular rotation, which I still would love to hear. But I
remember seeing This Boy Needs to Rock at the Marion Festival, I think. And that's another song just like at the same caliber. It was like, Can't Find Me a Thrill. Well, it was like, I assumed I would have heard it.
I think, Josh, you probably know, did they used to open with This Boy Needs to Rock back in...
like 2007.
My first show, that was the first song I heard.
Like, that's an ass kicker to open with. I was like, whoa. And then boom, lights.
Yeah, that was on my list too.
I saw them when they opened with Lay It On Me.
Yeah.
Which I was like, damn, that's... I mean, I think I was the only person at Riverbend who knew that song. Yeah. I was like, I love that opener. That's a great little...
And if you want to hear This Boy Needs to Rock as the opener, it's on the Shibuya 2007 Japanese release. And they also do a little bit of Deep Purple in the middle of that.
Highway Star.
Star.
I remember that tour stuff.
It's rumored that the people that don't like I Did It for Love also don't like Highway Star because it was a cover. But,
hey, real quick, Josh, a couple honorable mentions I want to throw out there that I had on my list, but they didn't make it was Bye Bye Baby, Not Tonight.
Oh my God, that was on mine too.
We talked earlier. No Time to Lose Ya. I love that song, No Time to Lose Ya. And what was the other one? I had another one that was Chipping Away, because I love Chipping Away. I don't think
Away too.
I don't think that it's a huge fan favorite, but I love that song.
Yeah,
we're a huge fan, so it is.
For sentimental reasons. I stood next to a really hot girl one time who was singing that song. That burned it into me. I was like, yeah, I like this song too.
Chipping Away, I've started, I like more than again, like I did 10, 15, 20 years ago. I really like, how it comes out of the guitar solo or right into the guitar solo, how they kind of, I don't know, speed it up a little bit.
Yeah.
I wish it had the Big Life production on that song.
I do know that I think it's Kelly doesn't like
it.
Yeah, I didn't want to say. I think that's what you told me once before, and I was like, "What?"
Well, that was in like a newspaper or a magazine or something. But they just basically said it was like one of the last tracks written for that record, and they just thought they rushed it or something like that. But Chipping Away, a song like there's other songs I could, aren't going to be
keep
in
going.
Well, I'm saying there's newer songs that I'm just not going to remember the title, but to me, a song that fucking rocked, and I'm just like, I just want to be like, Jack, why are you doing Somewhere, Somehow, Some Way when you could be doing I'm Coming Home? Yeah, I'm coming home. Da-da. To me, it's just fucking rocking, and of course, Mountain Song. Anyways, but yes, we could all.
I mean, yeah, because live, it's just like, okay, they might not know it, but if they're having fun with it, it might make them wanna listen to how
If
it
they
sounds
see the four of
and
us in the
relive
audience
the concert.
rocking out, they're like, oh, those four people are happy.
Listen,
Else went to go get a beer.
Us four will be happy.
If you can't think of what I'm Coming Home is, go find it on YouTube. I mean, to me, it's just a fucking rockin' heavy track that Jack sings, and there's even some great songs off of High Road that Kelly sings that I thought were really good. So, anyways, yeah. Yeah, so there you go. I was the only one that chose a track off the latest album, HDC. So
yeah,
you got that. So
High Road was on Tomorrow was on my short list too.
Yeah. I said I had Don't Let Up because I think that is a great rockin' song, but I would rather hear the three I listed first.
I'd like to hear this lineup's version of Mojo. Yeah.
I would bet we have a better chance of hearing Interstate Love Affair
than anything
before we hear anything off of Mojo with Jack.
We probably have a better chance of getting Rain Comes Crashing Down than that.
Yes, we have a better chance of hearing songs off Hole in the Sun.
Yeah. Like, Jack, why don't you want to play Mojo? Is it too hard vocally? And then you guys walk in and Jack's fucking beating the fuck out of him.
And I would be laughing.
Yeah, I will say this. I struggled with. I was trying to represent eras when I picked songs, and I really wanted something off of Neverland because that's one of my favorites.
I thought you'd pick something off that too.
And then I was really looking deep at Seven. I love Soul Survivor. I love oh shit, I say I love it and I can't remember the title, but I like foreign movies like Water for Chocolate,
Sign of the
Times. And God, I would love to hear some of that stuff live.
A song I would like to hear live just for the guitars. To me, it's like when people talk about Jeff and Brad, obviously it's the classic era and everything, but go listen to the guitar work in New York Time. That solo is like 2 minutes long. It's like it's Jeff then Brad, or it might be reversed, but it's Jeff, Brad, then both of them.
That's a great solo. I was just listening to that yesterday, believe it or not.
Well,
like that song specific. Also, I'd like to hear LA No Name. I love that song.
They did that
instrumental.
If you can find,
yeah,
I don't know if it was that
videos.
like guitar clinics or something like that.
It's at NAMM. But yeah.
And for a while, didn't they used to do like Dirty Deeds or something like that?
Yeah.
Which there's a record. I don't know if it's Dirty Deeds. They for the bonus tracks for Somewhere in California were Dirty Deeds and Coming of Age with Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
They're both okay. They're not like the
bonus.
Doesn't
that drift into
probably Stranglehold
or something?
Yeah, it seems like everything. Don't tread and all that. It's not like the bonus tracks off of High Road. Those 3 songs are just phenomenal.
Yeah.
But anyways, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Take us out.
Well, it's been real and it has been fun, but it has not been real fun. So thanks for watching, and look us up on all the podcatchers out there: Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon. I listen to us on Apple Podcasts myself because I'm a sucker for Apple.
I watch us on YouTube.
I do. I show a lot of people I work with the YouTube, and they're like, "Okay, thanks, buddy." I was like, "Yeah, it's Night Ranger podcast." They're like, "Okay."
How the fuck did you get married?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But anyway, thank you, everybody. If you're still watching, thank you so much. And please like us, tell a friend. We need to build bigger and better. And like Josh said, if you're watching on YouTube, leave a little comment underneath. We like to see the comments. BB Klima, who refuses to get on Facebook.
Oh, I saw that guy.
Yeah.
Well, is that video is only if you're a member of the group too. It's not like a public thing. So, because we talked about the video you made in that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
I need to post that to YouTube. All right.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do that. Do I need
This
to
is
send
the
that to you?
longest outro.
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Are we still? I muted you a long time ago. All right.
Lisa, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Robyn, say goodbye.
Rock on.
Andy, fuck you.
Your smile, move over, babe, I'll be there.